So welcome everyone. This is our mobility and flexibility class. Like I mentioned a few moments ago, we'll just have a shorter session today, maybe about 25 or 30 minutes, just chair exercises. Not feeling too hot today, but yeah, hopefully everyone else is feeling better than I am. We'll go ahead and start. So just gently, just looking left to right. Up and down. Heavy, low, up and down. Let's open our mouth as wide as we can. So open your mouth, move your head up, and then shut your jaw. So bring your chin towards your nose. Should feel a nice stretch on your throat, on your neck. We'll do about 8 of those. Very good. About 8 of those. Let's do some neck circles. Just gentle neck circles. Switch. So I know we have some new folks in the class, and I've had questions about the modules. So I wouldn't stress too much about the modules. What's important is you logging in and completing these videos. So yes, if you can make the live sessions as much as possible, and if you can't, then log in and do the recordings. And then also, I recently started assigning the homework video assignments. So if you could do those, then right, let's go ahead and sit on our left hand, bring our right hand over. And if we're able to do that, then that means you're constantly logging into Canvas, and with our us being logged in, your hours are being added into how active you are with this course. That's why I'd rather you get an extra workout and log in while you're at it, and then yeah, and that's kind of how these courses are funded. So, but yeah, but if you do want to look at the modules, feel free, but don't feel too obligated to do those. Let's switch. Sit on that right hand. Okay, and it looks like this summer we should have the Monday through Saturday classes. So both hands slightly back and the top of your head, and drop those elbows down. Let's push our hands up towards the ceiling. We got some rain over here last night, and I think Friday morning there's more to come. So just be mindful if you're traveling or going out the door. Let's lean right. Go left. Okay, relax. All right, let's go ahead and just palms facing the camera and then just tap that opposite shoulder. Keeping your elbows at your side. Try not to really lift them off the ground or off your side. Now palms up and press down. Very good. All right, we're gonna do one single arm shoulder press. So go as high as you can and as low as you can with that elbow. Switch. And good. All right, let's bring our hands forward and then just do a fly. So let's fly back, working on some chest stretching. Very good. All right, we'll rest the arms a little bit. We're gonna do some shoulder circles. So this here, rotate your shoulders up, forward, back, and reset. All right, let's go in reverse. So back, down, forward, up. Very good. Let's go ahead and bring our arms forward. Okay, we're gonna look down and punch forward. Okay, so have your arms here, look down and punch forward. And reset, bring your head back to original spot, and we're gonna do 8 of these total. Okay, begin. Good more. Sit near the edge of your chair. We're gonna do our cat scratching pose. So again, we're gonna reach up high as you can. Keep your torso straight all the way down and pull back. And again, we're gonna do 8 of those. Go. Good more. Very good. Let's go ahead and just do a little bit of more shoulder rotation. So bring that arm up and just drop that forearm down as far as you can. Do 8 on each side as well. Switching up. 2, 4, 5. Very good. Let's go ahead and work on our back a little bit. We'll come back to our shoulders right now. So legs are facing forward. Just grab a hold of the side of your chair and deep breaths. And you're just taking deep breaths and letting that stretch slightly. If you're feeling relaxed, you could try reaching a little bit further to your right. Try reaching a little bit more. Good, then switch. Switch sides. Reach to your left. A little more. Very good. All righty. Cool. We're gonna bring our elbows up and just do an Arnold press motion. Rotate back. Snow angels, hands at your side. Come up. Is anyone doing anything fun or different for Super Bowl Sunday this weekend? Do two more. Let's go with some hip openers. So let's bring our right leg out. If it collapses down, then keep your hand on it so it doesn't. Just keep your torso upright. I think I'm just hanging out with our family and my buddy's family. Might be like 10 of us, and well, like 4 adults and like 5 kids. And yeah, maybe some chicken and carne asada. I'm not sure. Let's switch. Nothing crazy though. Again, put your hand there to prevent that knee from collapsing. Okay, let's go ahead and do our performance stretch. So right ankle on that left knee. If this is painful for anyone, then yeah, just kind of hang tight, but hopefully most could manage through this one. So we're gonna push down gently on that right knee, a little bit of pressure. Let's bring that knee up and hug it. We're just gonna now stretch that performance a little bit higher up. Good. Right, left ankle on that right knee. Gentle push down on that left knee. Hi, Jody. Hello. I saw your emails. Did you have any more questions, or can I help answer any doubts or questions if you have any?
No, I think you answered them. I'm just concerned about the the strength one. For me, the Monday one.
Yeah.
Just with my knees and doing some of those things, but I'm also realizing I'm so out of shape, So it's just like even this stretching thing is like a really good workout for me. But I'm glad I'm
Yeah.
starting somewhere, right?
Yeah, no, exactly. So yeah, the a lot of the I think like the arms and some shoulder stuff, um, you could do with light dumbbells, if you're able to get those. And those I think most of us have found those pretty affordable at like Marshalls or Ross. Um, Before we continue, let's go ahead and bring our right wrist past our right knee. And then just add a little bit of pressure down so let your left hand push down on that wrist and that right wrist is trying to come up. So they're working against each other, working on that forearm muscles. Okay, so let's do about a push down of about 2 to 3 seconds and then relax and let's do 8 of those. Okay. So, yeah, and a lot of the leg movements, if you're just starting, your just body weight exercises, should be enough for those. Um, Anything that we do on the floor usually, should be fine with just our body weight push-ups or a modified push-up or sit-ups. But yeah, and then like I was mentioning earlier, I usually try to do something every day with physical activity. And then now let's go ahead and bring each finger to the center of our hand without flexing the knuckles. Okay, so just keep those fingers straight because we're working on specific joints on our hand, which are closest where our fingers connect to our palm. So just keep your fingers straight and bring one at a time. So yeah, so even a class like today, you'll still burn some calories. It's good, really good for your joints. And to be honest, if someone was to tell me, um, now let's bring each finger with curling every knuckle, okay, so individually. So try to bend every knuckle as you're bringing each finger. And of course, the other fingers you're gonna want to move as well. That's okay. But yeah, but I would say, longevity wise, a class, if we're trying to just stay healthy, we're not really concerned about strength or, I mean, you should be concerned about strength, but I think priority is the joint health. And I think this class kind of supersedes or trumps most of the other ones because I think just keeping your joints healthy is something that takes a back seat, I think, as and we don't let's separate our fingers away from each other. So web them out and then in. So now we're working on those little tendons in between your fingers. Um so yeah, so I think the working on joint health is for longevity, especially as we're aging, is super important. And I don't think um, most people are thinking about joint health until it's too late. So I think it's good just to make it a habit. So even if it's one of those days where you don't feel like I don't want to go for a walk, it's too cold. Let's make a fist and let's open. Yeah, you don't want to go for a walk or going to the gym or hopping on the treadmill seems like a drag. Just doing stuff like this, it's something worthwhile and that's just as important. So yeah, so I'm sick right now. I don't feel great, but I'm glad I'm doing this. Let's go ahead and bring each finger on that left hand now. Oh, actually, bring it past your left knee. So push down with your right hand and that left hand's trying to come up. So working on that forearm. So yeah, so I'm not 100% right now, but I'm still happy that I'm able to do something. Um, so of course, I'd much rather be in bed right now and just take a nap, which I probably will in a little bit. But yeah, but I'm also glad I'm doing something. And of course, there's gonna be some days where you just feel horrible and you just need to stay in bed. So
Yeah. I was gonna say, I think you're going above and beyond, and thank you.
I was let's bring each finger individually. I was feeding my son Julian just now and just walking around to grab his plate and grab the waffles and he's like, Daddy, I want orange juice. And I'm like, oh, just getting off the couch another time to get his orange juice was it felt like I was doing a set of like squats right now, just getting off that chair. But yeah, it's I'm a bit grateful because when he first started at daycare, now let's bend each knuckle and each finger at a time. When he first started daycare, he's almost 3. It's crazy. I think most of the folks in this class met Julian when he was about 5 days old. Um,
Wow.
yeah, he just fit on my forearm. He's a little premature and um, he was tiny and now he's almost 3. It's kind of awesome. But
Nice.
yeah, so forget I lost my train of thought. But oh yeah, when he started daycare, now let's web him out to web those fingers out. When he first started daycare, I felt like I was sick like every other month, because he was sick almost every other month with the little friends that he has. But now it's been about 8 months, 9 months since I last gotten sick. So I guess I did okay. I hope it doesn't, I hope today's like the worst of it.
Mhm. I hope you could get some rest and take care too. Get better soon.
Yeah, yeah, we're hosting a track meet on Saturday. I coach track and field at Long Beach City College, and let's make a close fist and then just kind of in and out here. And we're hosting a meet, and I have to be out there from like 9 a.m. to about 8 p.m. So I'm hoping the weather's nice and not, it shouldn't be raining Saturday, I don't think. Let's go up and down.
I hope it all goes well for you.
Thank you. Yeah, it should. All right. So, we just have our lower legs and our arches, and then we should be good for today. So let's go ahead and just recline back. Bring that knee close to your chest and do some leg extensions. Switch. Same position from back here. Now we're gonna do a leg press. So here, and then extend and try to bring that knee up and then push out and then bring that heel down. Some more. Switch. Something's up with the left hip. Doesn't hurt, but there's like a crunch that I don't feel in my other hip. Like that one. So this one, it's very, it almost seems like we're not doing much, but we are. It's just these tendons don't have too much range of motion. So we're gonna work on our LCL, our lateral cruciate ligament, and our MCL. So it's the tendons, big tendons that allow your leg to kind of just move left to right. So how we're gonna control that is by elevating your femur, so your thigh, just hold it up and you're just gonna do like a gentle swing left to right. Okay, I don't want you to rotate your full on thigh. Try to keep this thigh in place, but that lower leg, just try to gently swing it. This is a movement we typically don't do. I can't imagine how, unless we're like dangling off a cliff or something, we're just kicking our legs. Um, but you know, any sudden jerking movement, if you're standing still and you suddenly turn to your right without rotating your feet, sometimes you could sprain that tendon. So we just want to make sure that we at least give it some range of motion because, again, unless you're playing, and this is an injury that you see a lot with the switch with basketball and soccer players. So because they're cutting or sudden change of direction, you see a lot of LCL and MCL injuries. So again, this is more of a preventative, um, kind of us reminding our tendon we haven't forgotten about it. Okay, you can drop that heel. So now we're just gonna do calf raises and toe raises. Okay, so calf raises, really a heel raise. Just bring your heels up and then down, up. Do about 15 of these. And hold that top stretch for about 2 seconds before you bring it back down. Yeah, so I was looking at the summer calendar and I believe we start like May 23rd and it goes all the way until August 1st or 2nd. And that's gonna be our summer term. And that's 10 weeks long. And that's gonna be, at least with me, I have 6 classes. Let's go our toes. So now toe raises, so toes off the ground and then back down. Um, and yeah, that's gonna be in the summer.
Will they all be in the morning?
Yeah, all of my classes are at 9 a.m.
Okay.
Um, I know my sister's coming from Washington on I think the 3rd of July to be here on 4th of July, and 4th of July lands on a Friday, I believe. So if we have a set, and that's gonna be a holiday um for our school. So no classes that day. And who wants to come back to class on Saturday after 4th of July? So we probably will skip that Saturday as well. I'm sure let's elevate that ankle and let's do our ABCs. So just trace the letters of the alphabet. So they're the only 2 days that I'm thinking, 4th of July and the 5th of July. Um, I'm sure they want to do something very Southern California like, because they're always in Washington where it's colder. So, and switch. Yeah, about 3 years ago, I think in the summer, I had 4 classes in the mornings and I had 2 classes in the evening. And the evening classes were at 5 p.m. And those classes were, I wouldn't say it was terrible, but it was terribly hot in this garage at 5 p.m. During the summer. Um, so yeah, so that only lasted one term or one summer, and then I just moved everything to the mornings. Um, and I think those 2 classes were also on days that I had classes earlier that morning, so attendance was actually not the greatest because some people had worked out with me that morning. So now we're gonna go ahead and then just claw at the floor. So we're hopefully you're barefoot in your space. If you're not, please remove your shoes. And then you don't have to be completely barefoot. You could have socks on, but let's go ahead and just claw grip at the floor. So we're gripping with our toes and bringing them closer to our heel. Okay. So we're working on strengthening our arches. So if you're flat-footed like I am, you should be doing these almost every day, um, just to make the arches stronger. And if you don't, then you should still probably do these every day, just so your arches, if you have really high arches, your arches might be a little bit tight. So this could help relax them a little bit. All right, and our last one that we're gonna do is just gonna be like a massage therapy on our arches. So we're gonna need a golf ball, or if you have a lacrosse ball, any type of like spherical item that's firm. I've used a potato before. So yeah, so that's probably the only equipment besides our chair. But yeah, if you don't have anything for now, you could just observe. But pretty much, I'm just grabbing a golf ball. I have a lacrosse ball here. A golf ball will do. So pretty much what we're gonna be doing is just pressing on that ball and then just kind of going back and forth. So, and just rotating it, kind of get the front of your foot, the heel, the inside arch, the outside arch. And unless you have really great healthy feet, something should be aching or feel a little bit tender. So I usually just kind of move around until something feels a little uh, funkier than the other areas of the foot. And then I just focus on massaging around that tight area. Okay, so not directly on it, but just around it. So, And let's spend about maybe 10 seconds pushing down on the area around it. So if you're just north of your spot, hold for 10 seconds. And then we'll switch to just south of it. And again, just 10 seconds there. Let's go east of it. Push down. And if you have no tenderness, just continue moving the ball around your foot. Let's go to the east, west of it. And then just kind of relax it by moving it back and forth. All right, so let's switch. Yeah, if you walk a lot or if you run, or sometimes, I know I've mentioned this before, but if who here walks a lot, like they go out of their way to walk outside of like their normal activities. Okay, Jan, I know Ella, and who else is Carmen? I know Carmen's an avid walker. But yeah, if you walk a lot, I would recommend keeping track of how cars tell you the mileage that they have. Keep track of how many miles you put in on those shoes, because it is a rubber. Let's find that tender spot and let's start pushing down. It is a rubber. I know Adidas a few years ago did a collaboration with Continental Tires, and they put their rubber on their shoes, and those shoes lasted about 800 miles before the integrity of the shoe was breaking away or falling apart. But not every shoe out there is using Continental Tire rubbers. So what I would say is um, maybe between 4 and 500 miles, you should replace your shoes. And I know you might think that's a lot, but if you're going for, a walk, and let's move that position a little bit. If you're going, let's say, for a 30-minute walk 5 days a week, you're probably putting in like anywhere, and if you wear those same shoes to do like your daily activities, you're probably putting in about 10 miles on those shoes every like 3 or 4 days. So maybe a week you're putting closer to like 15 or 20 miles. So yeah, you might have to, if you want some healthy shoes, you might have to replace your shoes like every like 6 or 8 months. So and a good test to do that to see if your shoes are worn, if you place them on a flat surface and they tend to lean on their own on a direction like outwards or in, it's probably time to try toss those shoes out. So just keep that in mind. I've had some when I used to work at the running shop. I had a gentleman that would replace his shoes every 8 years, and yeah, so I was kind of wondering why he was limping quite a bit, but yeah, but after he told me that, that made sense. So, but yeah, but I think we're done for today. Those are our main chair exercise, if not all of them. But any questions before we head out? Sorry, just the standing and laying ones. I don't think I could work with those today. I'm gonna end the recording.